Good morning and welcome to Frontiers of Knowledge segment of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. Imagine a small but sometimes pretty large species that has no brains, no eyes, no spine, not even blood. And that species has been a part of our maritime ecosystem, our ocean life for 500 million years. Fully known for stinging, both literally and figuratively. They have remarkable capacity to reproduce. And as I said, for 500 years, they have been existing without eyes, without brain, without spine, without blood. And now they're poised to take over the earth. Well, don't be shocked. That's a reality. Their numbers are increasing to a level that it's almost going to be impossible to remove the pain of their stinging. Vast number of blue bottle jellyfish in Queensland, Australia have been stinging thousands of people, and they have forced the closure of swimming spots. In 1 week, 13,000 people were stung. So naturally, a number of places where people could swim have been closed to the people. Just last year in June, in just 1 week in Florida, more than 1,000 people were stung. And that is because jellyfish is the only sea animal or an animal on the land, whether it's aquatic or land, which can cope with the reduced oxygen level. And as the seas become warmer and increasing pollution is there in the oceans, other marine creatures have reduced number, but not these. And as I said, people normally assume, and we know scientifically, that jellyfish range in size from 1 centimeter to 40 centimeter. But now, for example, there have been jellyfish which are 1.8 meters wide, 1.8 meters. And tentacles of those jellyfish, 15 meters long. So well, imagine that jellyfish coming at the swimming spot and just strangulating people, killing them with an unpleasant sting, which is harmful. It's like a snake bite. The venom is delivered via millions of microscopic barbs, and all tentacles are poisonous. So 15-meter long tentacle of this fish, others will have smaller. So they cause redness, swelling, discomfort, nausea, drowsiness, and the whole body reaction is there, and person face. And it's not the first time it is happening. In 2011, 2 reactors of nuclear plant in Scotland were ordered to be shut down because the jellyfish had started blocking the cooling filters. 2 years later, this time in Sweden, they closed the nuclear plant at Oskarshamn. So imagine the nuclear plants being shut down, the swimming spots being closed, and the island of Luzon, which is home of Philippines' capital Manila, had a blackout because of jellyfish. And in 2006, a nuclear-powered aircraft, Ronald Reagan, the aircraft carrier was brought to a standstill. Jellyfish had invaded this nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, and you couldn't do anything. So, as a matter of fact, as I said, while the pollution is making other animals suffer and depleting their number, jellyfish is thriving. And they are the natural predators. They feed on tuna, and swordfish. As a result of that, for example, already the Black Sea ecosystem has become saturated, overflowing with the jellyfish. And we expect, the scientists I mean, 900 million tons of jellyfish in Black Sea alone. And there are 200 varieties of jellyfish. So, on the one side, the aliens are coming. We saw yesterday in Alaska a strange animal being caught, and they say it's an alien animal. On the other side, our own the denizens of our ecosystem spoiling, and that is a fight which man has to wage. So, while this is not a very encouraging news, but then it's a knowledge. On the other side, we have scientists who have come to the rescue of 2.4 billion people. Today, the figure is 2.4 billion people are suffering from tooth decay. And that is only in those areas where some statistics are kept. In parts of Asia, in parts of Africa, there are no dentists, or the dentists are not kept, and people go about with the caries and the cavities and the pains and everything. But now they have reproduced the enamel, and they say that the enamel, which is the hardest tissue in the body, which was supposed to be incapable of self-repair, now can be reproduced and it can be grown back. This has been done at Zhengzhou University in China. What they do is, normally the dentists use resin, metal alloys, amalgam, and ceramics to repair damaged tooth enamel, but they're not ideal. So now they have developed tiny clusters of calcium phosphate, and the diameter of those is just 1.5 nanometers. So such a microscopically small component of enamel, and the electron microscopic image of the tooth enamel can be repaired in 6, 12, or 18 hours. This is quite a boon to the people. People suffer, especially children. And they use hydroxide. It's similar to the natural enamel, and they are fused together, form a layer which is much tighter arrangement than the larger clusters of the alloys which was used till now. So, if there is a fear of invasion by the jellyfish, there is a hope for the people suffering from the tooth pain, cavities, caries, tooth decay, and so on. And then another thing, we have always been thinking that the stone formations on the earth are distinct, they are solid, they cannot move. But then they have seen that there are rocks that can vibrate in time, of course, not immediately, with earth, wind, and waves. What the scientists have done is they have used a sound technology to move these stone structures. It's the same technology which Israel is using to treat patients. And I'm one of the persons who have been advised by the Israelis to use that sound technology to get better, and my pain is visibly reduced. You can see I'm talking to you, which I couldn't talk to you as clearly. So with the sound technology, they say they have been able to move stone formation in National Park of Utah called a Castleton Tower. And they have done is that they release a sound at 0.8 and 1 megahertz, and the resonant frequencies make the structure vulnerable, and they can move, they can vibrate. That is amazing. So now they will be able to use the sound technology, the aural technology, to estimate the strength of the rocks and see whether they are able to withstand the earthquakes or not. And this Castleton Tower is an impressive red rock formation. It's 10 miles from the town of Moab. And the team sped up the recording with an audible sound, and they could see that as the sounds were there, the structure could bend, sway, and shake in response to the factors. So the sound was like the wind gust, like seismic tremors, thermal stress, local traffic, and thus they could understand the dynamics of these structures, and the same can be, as I said, transposed to the man-built multi-story skyscraper structures, whether they can withstand the earthquakes or not. So this will make living easier, especially in earthquake-prone areas, and that is going to be great. And now, another good news. The University of California in San Diego have developed a miniature human brains. These miniature human brains are known as organoids, and they are using specially programmed skin cells. So with the skin cell of your body, they are making these mini brains, which possibly in due course of time can be used for the brain transplant. And especially conditions like autism, depression, epilepsy, in the first go, and later on Alzheimer, dementia, Parkinson's, they would be treated. And this news reported in the Discovery magazine, they say that not only would it be transplanted, but it would help people, the scientists, to understand the development of the brain and why they decay at all. And all the theories that are there would be either thrown out or accepted. And then one good news again. People usually think that they have food allergies, but 50% of those people who think they have food allergies do not have food allergies. A study has shown, and this study was conducted by Northwestern University, and it was conducted on a sample of 40,443 people. And they found that the food item, which was supposed to wreak havoc on the body of the body, itchy, diarrhea, any type of allergy can be there, is usually not there. Allergies, according to them, have been on the rise, but food doesn't play a major part. It's the other factors. It's adulteration, it's the pesticides, does not cause allergic reaction, at least to the 50% people. And the National Health Institute and NIH, now they are conducting a national survey to see and test the blood, how the allergies develop in case they are not the food allergies. So pollen is still thought to be allergic causing, is allergen, so is smoke, so is dust. But food, they say, 50% of the people who think they are allergic to food are not allergic to food. they are allergic to something else. So these are the new developments in the ever widening field of knowledge in diverse fields. We have more of them, such nuggets of information again for you next week. Thank you.